stock on 76, 95, 476, 222. You get the picture. Anyway, jump on this train.
It's the 20th anniversary of 9/11, and our 45th president, Donald Trump, chose to spend the day at memorials with survivors of the tragic event. Psych then got on to Hollywood, Florida, so that he could announce color commentary for a fight between 58-year-old Evander Holyfield and 44-year-old Vitor Belfort in an exhibition bout. It was on pay-per-view, like somebody asked for this fight. Back to the 56-year-old Holyfield. Obviously, he's taking this fight because he needs a check. And he's had financial difficulties, as notably since 2008 when his mansion was placed on foreclosure. Rick Ross actually owns that mansion, by the way. He also had financial issues from constant child support from multiple children, failed business ventures, as well as 3 divorces. It's cheaper to keep her, boy. In 2012, the Independent reported that he was quote-unquote flat out broke and bankrupt. By the way, Holyfield lost by technical knockout in the first round. He was knocked out.
What happens if the engine stops? We all freeze and die. But will it stop or will it stop? No, no!
It's the D Train with Darren, DeVoue.
Oh, I love that one. Such a tonic.
Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us once again with the D Train with Darren DeVoue here on cmpradio.net. It's the station, the voice of Chester. Joined here, as always, behind the glass by the, lucky to be joined by the crawling into the place, Uncle P.
It's bull, man.
Oh, man. He need P's hungover, folks. He needs a little hair of the dog that bit him.
No, I don't. I don't need no more of that. I'm
By the
good.
way,
I'm going to eat.
Why did you get hungover? Were you celebrating something or just lost track of? I've been there.
Yeah, yesterday was
oh, is this my 5th one already?
yesterday was It's All Love party.
Okay.
DJ DeVoue.
Nice.
So we was down there. You know, my silly behind. You know, I'm going through a lot right now.
Okay.
So I just took it out on a bottle of Casamigos.
Damn right. Been there.
But I took some Percocets because my back was hurting.
Oh, no.
But you know, if you take Percocets, you can't get drunk.
No.
Like, literally. But when you wake up in the morning, you definitely going to feel the after effects.
Yeah, plus your age, man. You're not 25. No.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm 22.
There you go. Getting involved with them young folk activities. As always, the D-Train is brought to you in part by the Mad Greek, located at 2805 Chichester Avenue in Boothwyn. The Mad Greek is the place for fresh and delicious Mediterranean and American authentic street food. You can get the delicious, I stand by the eggplant fries, served with some marinara, cutting strings like that. Deliciousness. No offense to P as he's eating, but the pulled pork sandwich. Yes, I haven't seen and the best baklava you will ever have in your life. You can get the Mad Greek on DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, or they're open Monday through Friday, 11 to 8, and Saturdays, 11 to 9, and Saturdays, noon until 9, Sundays, noon until 8. Call 610-494-0400, and when you get there, tell them you rode the D-Train there. P, actually, I thought you would have been having a celebrating yesterday because, actually the rate of heart attacks in the city, I heard they picked up yesterday due to what took place at Jet Field. No, I'm talking about the Clippers. Yeah, there we go. The Clippers, folks. Chester Clippers at Jet Field yesterday, and the cardiac Clippers, you might want to call them after that comeback win. They were down with 13 to start this fourth quarter. Came back to Isaiah Freeman, senior quarterback, with a fadeaway jumper at the buzzer. I couldn't hear you. Your mic's.
Second left in the game.
Right. You heard the whistle while the ball was in the air, and I loved how you could tell a fan was shooting the video for CMP because just as the play is made, you lose focus. He's just so busy being, or whoever was so busy being right into the play.
My daughter.
It was awesome. It was cool though, but actually Chester is not. Well, actually the new rankings haven't come out yet, but according to MaxPreps.com, they dropped them 3 spots from 75th to 78th. But after last week's win, I'd imagine they'd be coming back up. They're the second-ranked team in the
DeVoue.
DeVoue, thank you. In Delco, yeah. Thank you, Pete.
You're the worst.
Oh, but yeah. What's next for Chester then, P? We got
A game.
a game. A very. Oh, actually, and yeah, Edgeboro was going for their first win. Where'd it go? Yeah, I closed this tab by mistake. Chester.
Why don't you tell me you want to ask me all these questions?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
No, you weren't at the game, or you were there?
I was at the game.
Okay. And
I'm always at the game.
right on. Now, one thing I did notice though in the week leading up though, and it's kind of sticking in my craw a little bit. Not too much. Now remember, preface was saying I am an outsider. You know, I'm a Philadelphia expatriate and from the from the hills of Pennsylvania as well. But while I was, you know, newly ingratiating myself to the local community, and I couldn't help but notice that on Facebook, for instance, there's 3 different pages dedicated to Chester High School football, which I couldn't understand because I'm like, whoa, this town isn't that big, right? Right. Then I'm also noticing that on either, I didn't know it, unless, correct me if I'm wrong, but either no 3 of these pages had the footage or was airing, like a venue for where the game was being aired. And the game was being aired by CMPradio.net, but I didn't see a link on either of those 3 sites directing me to this station's traffic, right? It's like what I was seeing was like, you know, when Target has 3 stores all within 4 blocks of one another.
Right.
I'm like, what are you doing here? I mean, it just wasn't making sense to me.
Good morning, Mom.
Mom, good morning. It just wasn't making sense to me. So then I got to thinking for a hot second there. I was almost thinking the role of Darren will now be played by the page that isn't loading now. There we go. Oh, man. But I was sitting there for a hot minute, and I'm joking, I'm joking as best I can. But I was sitting there looking at it with all this crowded market, but instead of working together, like for instance, you could have one page dedicated to alumni relations, which it says, but why come they aren't all together on the same one with different links to drive it? They should be under the same umbrella, is all I'm saying. Because then otherwise they get to thinking, see there, you niggas always, that's why you niggas can't have nice things. Always dividing amongst yourself. Always fighting amongst yourself. But again.
I think the first couple pages were created by someone else.
Okay.
They might have lost the password. And they still can't get in. If you see any new stuff on there.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Because there's one that does nice little pregame video production. They have nice video production, but as far as they, again, should be, if anything, they should do a lead-in for the broadcast here on, I'm sorry, I'm just in
that would require us working together.
Yeah, I know I'm an outsider talking, but yeah, why not? Why not? Because I'm sorry, but the town is too small, and I think the stakes are too high. So, it's just me. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to watching. Chester is
There's
back.
Oxford next Saturday.
Oxford next Saturday, and that is at Jet Field, 11 a.m. And again, you can see the game right here for you alumni who live at a great distance, which I'm sure there are many of you. Many folks have move on to different jobs, etc. And this is the place where cmpradio.net, 11 a.m., check out the game, and it will be taking place live and recorded by your daughter? Which one? The oldest?
Pilar.
Huh?
Pilar.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, she was out there with me yesterday. She helped me out a lot.
Nice. And good quality time together, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that moves us on now to...
She left to go with her friends.
Oh, yeah. She got a life. You ever watching the teenage female? Where she's a late teenager, early...
Yeah, she's 17.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, man. Oh, no, there's social priorities that. That moves us on to the Birds, though. Man, Eagles, Eagles, huh? Oh, man, Devontae Singh. Man, with a couple of scores there. What? Wait, you still taking me to task because... No, I was pleasantly surprised. It was nice. Like I said, whatever they do, they're going to do. I'm along for the ride.
Whatever, man.
Man, it was nice to see after the debacle that was last season. We all agree, right? I would think so.
It was only going to happen.
Actually, but they won dominantly going away. Got now at first though, that defense had me a little concerned. That's what concerns me today. That's what might concern me today because
They shut them out. They didn't score a touchdown.
Right, but the first two drives they were
scored
moved.
touchdowns?
No, they did not.
They moved the ball.
They moved that ball
Right.
on the ground primarily.
They're supposed to.
And if there's the one way that San Fran is going to attack your defense, it is based off of the ground game. And Shanahan is quite creative at coming up with game plans. I'm sure that he saw something.
What was their record last year?
Who San Fran?
Yeah.
And San Fran. Give me 1 second, P. But again, they can attack with the running game. And I'm sure Kyle Shanahan picked up off of those two drives. That something can be had against the Eagles, though. You gotta love how they turned up that pressure. Everybody was getting in on the game. They looked like they were trying to do an imitation of the old 91 D-line for a hot minute there. Even my man, and Tua Valonga. Isn't that the best? You ever get done a hard day at work and then you come off and they call you and they say, hey, you got a raise. Like, that's got to be a wonderful feeling. You ever get that? Usually you have to have that long argument with your boss before they finally come in and give you the raise. But to just hear that, especially after a hard day's work, yes, indeed. Let's see. 2021. Oh, no, 2020. The 2020 49ers. They finished with a record of 6-10.
Right.
So they were 2 games better than the Birds, yes. So there's that. But again, there was some disastrous things happening on offense back then.
You had no quarterback last year.
Yeah, it was tough to watch. A lot of the games was like chores, Yes, last week was fun. Last week overall was fun, but for last season's
this week is going to be fun too.
Looking forward to it. I'm along for the ride, P. Just like, even though you're still going to be whatever. I'm just going to be along for the ride. But that moves us on. Do I have? Oh, the Phillies. And you know what?
I don't have no Phillies logo.
No, damn it. Well, you know what? That's probably appropriate because it's time to put them to bed. Time to kick dirt on it. It's time to kick a little dirt on that grave there. Let's not hang on. They lost 2 out of the 3 to the dreaded Rockies. And Harper's been hitting and walking, knocking home runs and walking, although he went into a funk for a hot minute over the past 2 games. But,
They were 2 games behind Atlanta, and they beat the Mets the night before last.
And which so you're saying they're back into it now?
I mean, they're 2 games behind.
I just can't. I think it's seeing them. How many times that it happened back when the dynasty fills? How many times that they overtook the Mets on their way to a division title, get in and make a run at the World Series? I just can't see the karmic gods giving them another shot there in that respect.
You can see a lot of things.
But I can't see them produce like once they in the playoffs. Excuse me. Yeah, I just not with that defense.
Got no faith.
No.
I hate to be sitting next to you.
Oh, I hope you wouldn't go upside my head.
Because at that game
Oh,
yesterday,
at the game? Okay.
you wouldn't have had no faith.
Oh,
You were
right,
like, it's
right,
over.
right.
You would have been like the group of motherfuckers that walk out of the game.
No.
Yeah. I
I stay
believe
to
that
the end.
that's
I
you.
always stay to the end. No,
I believe
no.
that's you. You
No,
walking
no.
out of the game. It's a minute left. This game is over. They can't score.
No.
Touchdown. They win. What happened? Your back turn. You already walking out.
So actually, they're 1 game back of the Braves.
Say it again.
The Phillies are 1 game back of the Braves.
So they won last night.
And they're in shouting distance. Yeah,
Oh.
shouting distance. They're right on their back now. Well, look at that there.
Look at
I'm
you.
big enough to admit when I'm wrong.
Yeah, you should. This boy.
All right, well, let's check out their schedule real quick. Phillies upcoming. They have the Mets today at 7:08, and then tomorrow they're at home. They're in New York today at Shea Stadium against the Mets at 7, and then tomorrow they're home against Baltimore for a 3-game series that lasts up until Wednesday, and then the Pirates after that. So there goes that subpar schedule again coming into play.
And who's Atlanta playing? But you got to look that up. That's going to take forever.
Oh, shush your face. Actually, actually though, that is a very good point because let's see.
I'll look it up. Just keep on talking.
Hold on, I'm gonna click on the look at that. Old War Horses jumping in the game there. So tomorrow, the Braves, they take on their last game. They just lost to the Giants on Friday. Then they lost to the Giants again yesterday. Got shut out 0-2. And then they play the Giants for 1 more today. And the Giants are very good. Then the Diamondbacks.
97-52.
Yeah, that's it.
Braves are 76 and 70.
Yeah. And then you got the Diamondbacks, which should be no thing. They got that for a 4-game stand on the road after that.
You got the Padres.
And then the Padres, another strong team.
Then they play us.
And then, oh, wow.
They play us for 3 games.
Okay.
So unless they go on
And
scared,
then, okay.
who's the next? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. We win the next 6 games.
At least 5 or 6.
At least 5 or 6.
I mean,
Either way, when we play them those 3 games, we can't
That's
be no
gonna
further
be-
back than 1 game.
okay. All right.
That's it. Because
so
after
you're
that,
saying-
then we play the Mets again.
Okay. So it's shaping up right down. And down they come down the stretch, folks.
Yeah.
So I might be a little premature in my playing of the
Absolutely.
yeah. That brings us on to what I've been watching, what I've been reading, and
Nigga with a library.
Oh,
America
man.
is, right?
hold on. Now, actually, I tapped the video and then it was
Dangerous thing in
muted.
America is, right?
All right, so oh man, yeah, I botched that. So I'm determined now to get it right.
You know what the most dangerous thing in America is, right? Nigga with a library card.
And I've been putting mine to as much use as possible. So I read The Giant of the Senate by former Senator Al Franken. You may actually it was a memoir and filled with
Sexual escapades.
no, actually though, oh man, see, and that's the terrible thing about it. That whole was in 2008 when he was a comedian, and he did a lot of tours for soldiers, and he was out with some soldiers being a guy and acting sophomore, and he had his hands around the woman's breasts as they took a photo. I mean, Yeah, and that whole he got me too'd, and that's a shame because he was doing such good things, not in the Senate for his own community, like because he grew up in Minnesota, and he was using this thing called shoe leather to win elections. He was walking, meeting people, winning over votes and things like that, and he was making healthcare decisions, like with respect to the Indian reservation, getting prescriptions for them as far as medical care, etc. I could go on. And then he make that one dumb mistake, and then it's all over. It's a shame.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
One stupid ass mistake.
And nowadays all your mistakes are being archived. So there's that. I didn't know that he started off. He was like part of the original cast for Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, you don't remember Lowered Expectations?
Yeah.
That was my shit. Lowered Expectations.
They did another skit where oh shoot, I messed it. Oh, it was hilarious. It had something to do with the Civil War.
I don't know.
Oh no, it was hysterical. But they changed the. No, I can't remember. Now I'm lost. Fumble by the offense, picked up by. He actually started running. He got in running because a friend of his that got cancer passed away, and the guy that filled his seat in an emergency election was talking greasy about him, and how much he would be a better senator than Al Franken's friend Paul. Al Franken wasn't taking that sitting down, so he jumped into the election, lost the first one, and then ran again and beat him this time. Again, with shoe leather, walking amongst the people and finding out what affects them and acting on that. And it's a shame. Yeah. And the Senate has not been better for it, too. I wish he had. You think he should have just wrote it out with that whole picture thing, Pete? I think you can just, sometimes you can just, what story? Well, and just keep on going with your day. Like, it's not that big of a deal, no?
I'm sorry, it wasn't Lowered Expectation. I was on Mad TV.
That was, okay, there we go.
Right.
There we go.
I'm good enough.
You're
I'm
thinking
smart enough.
Deep thoughts. That's what you're thinking.
And doggone it, people like me. He had the little wig on. Yo, he was funny.
Yeah, but that was that. And so
Stuart Smalley, Daily Affirmations.
Stuart Smalley, hold on. And what was that one skit they did? XNL. I can't remember. It was okay.
I deserve good things. I am entitled to my share of happiness. I refuse to beat myself up. I am an attractive person. I am fun to be with.
Daily Affirmation with Stuart Smalley. Stuart Smalley is a caring nurturer, a member of several 12-step programs, but not a licensed therapist.
I'm going to do a terrific show today, and I'm going to help people because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
And doggone it, people like me.
You gotta say that into a mirror, pump yourself up for the day. Yeah.
Damn right.
Okay, there we go. Oh, all right. Then that takes us to the end of our first block. As always.
Three things.
Huh? No, yeah, because kind of heavy the second block.
Okay.
But as always, the D Train is brought to you in part by the Mad Greek. The Mad Greek you can get on DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, and delivered by calling 610-494-0400, or just go there in person, take a bottle of red or a bottle of white like I do. I take a bottle of both, and because it's the BYOB, and go to 2805 Chichester Avenue in Boothwyn, the Mad Greek, fresh and delicious in that order. In our next block, we're going to talk about a Delco arrest and road rage, as well as a Kansas state lawmaker who was trying to get in touch with this inner Mr. Woodcock, if you remember that movie. You're on the D Train with Darren DeVoue on CMPRadio.net, the voice of Chester.
We are not going to intentionally destroy one of our own trains, not when we can still stop it.
We are not ramping down. We're just getting started. Nothing stops this train. Nothing.
Passengers, this is not a show. This is disorder. This is size 10 chaos.
700 level attitude. Heart of the Italian stallion.
Oh, this story is a good one. And it comes to us from the Daily Voice. What you're looking at is 20-year-old Michael White. And we'll talk about why he's got that bandage on his forehead in a moment. What happened was officers were in the process of arresting White for stealing $200 from his employer, which is at Turkey Hill in Coatesville. White told police he will return with the money along with $3,000 that he had also stolen from the safe in his house. The cops agreed to let him go and retrieve the money. He shook hands with the cop, Officer William Cahill, then shoved Cahill and stabbed him multiple times in the head, face, and with a fixed curved blade. As you imagine, he was immediately arrested, and I'm sure that's where he picked up these bandages. See, we're about to give you some fine old white privilege, but then you're going to go ahead and act like that. Now we're going to treat you like you're black.
We must, all of us, on this train of life, remain in our allotted station.
It's time for the D Train with Darren DeVoue,
The divine keeper of the sacred engine.
Welcome back to our second block on the D Train with Darren DeVoue on CMPRadio.net. Joined as always by Uncle Pete. Where's our? I was looking forward to hearing Jordan's thoughts this weekend, and
She's asleep.
Oh, she's knocked out. Okay,
Yeah, I'm about to go check on her.
okay, she wore herself out last week. That was pretty funny. Sharing all kinds of thoughts and making all kinds of contributions. As always, the D Train is brought to you in part by the Browning Group. The Browning Group is a full-service, licensed, and insured security and process serving firm that specializes in criminal and civil investigation, witness statements, surveillance, workers' comp investigations, and security guard services. And the Browning Group, their services are designed to cater to insurance companies, attorneys, businesses, and private individuals. Call 1-800-939-2978 or go to thebrowninggroup.llc.com. And when you get there, tell them you rode the D Train there. The Browning Group, give them a call. They'll process, secure, and serve it all.
What's up with you with this red hat?
Oh, I haven't gotten the MAGA sewed into there yet. I'm waiting to take this to the upholsterer, get that Make America Great Again. No. I need to cut that bad. That's what's going on with me in the red hat. And actually though, this was kind of a MAGA hat. I used this for Halloween. I was Kanye for Halloween, and I taped the MAGA on my head. I wasn't going to go and purchase one of those, but. So it actually is if you will, a MAGA hat of sorts.
Hey, do you disagree? Make America Great Again?
Do I disagree with the statement?
Mm-hmm.
It's always been great, right?
I'm asking you.
No, do I disagree?
Don't ask me.
Like the idiot. Like if you're inferring me just the statement on paper, like "Make America Great Again," it's great now. Like, so okay. Technically, I would disagree with it.
You don't?
I would disagree with it. Yeah.
Okay. Carry on.
Oh no, I mean, am I going to go all Kanye and whatnot? No. He ain't got no worry about that.
Well, that's Al Franken grabbing on the boob?
Yeah.
You ain't tell me that.
Oh, yeah. That's why I was thinking, run.
You're the worst.
Okay. True. I'll chew on that. Sure. Okay. All right. But actually, I should have just typed out the wrong. All right. Anyway, Pennsylvania police are seeking the public's help in locating the suspect of a road rage on I-95 in Delaware County last week. Zion Blyden, 21-year-old, he shot at a vehicle in the area of Highland Avenue at 95 northbound around 6:40 Sunday. Then he continued to pursue and ram the driver with the 2006 Mercury Mountaineer until exit 17. So he went from exit 4 to exit 17, which is the Broad Street exit, where he once again shot at the victim's car and struck the front passenger. Authorities are saying that Brown is known to... He followed the victims until the IKEA on Columbus Boulevard and then fled the scene. You might as well see it all the way through at that point, bro. Keep going. Why not? But Biden is known to possess a tan Glock 9mm pistol, according to police. He's also been known to frequent areas of 21st and Carpenter in Philly, and Chester, Brooklyn, Willingboro, New York, and Burlington, New Jersey. But at the turnpike, bro. Oh, I don't. You were going to say something. You were loading up. I was scared for a second.
Say he be in Brooklyn.
They say he be in Brooklyn too. Yeah, why not? Makes sense there. There are dudes that are dangerous with a hammer in Brooklyn.
That's not a drill.
No. And so if you contact state police, etc. After all that though, that's a hell of a road rage though. Like to follow what? That's got to be about 3 miles, almost. No, yeah, that's 3 miles. Are you kidding? It's got to be about 8 miles, 10 miles.
Listen, man, we are a disgruntled group of people. The majority of us don't know how to handle our issues. There's no reason for you to chase a car 10 miles
Right.
down the road.
In hot pursuit, like your Roscoe P. Coltrane.
Right.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, I'm sure it came from aggressive driving, and they're actually cutting back. We did a story a few weeks ago, before the break, where Pennsylvania troopers were supposed to be cracking down or keeping an eye out for aggressive driving maneuvers, because that kind of thing leads to the road rages, which lead to scary events like we just described.
I remember back in November, I'm driving down 95 and a car sideswiped me, hit me.
Jesus.
I was like, wow.
And kept going?
Yeah.
Nice.
Just kept it fucking moving. Which means now I got to pay for all this shit.
Right.
And it was a rental car.
Oh,
insurance.
man. Oh, Lord.
I think that was when everything started, because everything was going good, bro. Everything. I had just hit on the football ticket. I'm like, man, blessings, bro. Blessings coming through. You know, taking my then girlfriend out to eat. And swap. Literally everything went downhill from there.
Oh, mother bucket.
And I'm still downhill. I'm trying to dig out, though.
I hear you there, man.
It is what it is.
I hear you there. That moves us on. Oh, getting more just as local with this next story. Man is a Brookhaven fella, J. Ron Harris, 25 years old, and he's wanted for firing a gun on the streets of Westchester last month. He just got taken into custody. This is his mugshot, by the way. According to police, on August 3rd, 2021, at approximately 1:55 in the morning, Westchester Borough Police responded to the 50 block of West Gay Street. So he was pretty much in downtown Westchester. Around 2 a.m. too, so bars are clearing out. And of course, this happened from a fight that began inside of a bar, continued on the street. Harris was observed firing 4 shots from a handgun. 2 struck the businesses and 2 struck businesses. Warrant was issued on September 1st, and on September 9th, He was located by Chester's city police, arrested without incident. He's waived extradition to Chester County. And so he was arraigned on the 10th at district courthouse, remanded to Chester County Prison to post $500,000 cash bail. So that's 50, right? Got to come up with 50 cash. Does 500,000? I'm assuming, like, I don't know, like, I've seen, from what I know in the movies, 500,000 cash bail would mean he's got to come up with 50. So I doubt, Mama. Damn. Looks like he's going to be in there for a minute. Now, why you didn't doubt? Like, there's got to be a slew of witnesses on that street at this time of year after the we're coming back. He knows he messed up. Look at that face. He's sad. Well, good luck with that, Mr. I closed it. Good luck there. That moves us on to, oh man. You been down to Pat? You ever had a Pat steak?
No, I have 2 J's filling gyms.
Okay.
Right here in my own city. I don't have to travel to get a steak sandwich smothered in fucking cheese whiz.
And that's where they lose me right there. Like, the first time I was ever there, I just was expecting a cheesesteak, and it wasn't set up like usual. And then my man just took them tongs and threw the meat on this. And then when he pulled out that cheese whiz, and I'm thinking to myself, what is he going to do with that? And then he starts rubbing it on a sandwich that's about to be mine. I thought, dear God, what are these people? They must be stopped. Wrapped that sandwich up, handed it to me, and announced the problem. I was like, oh. Yeah, disgusting. But it's a big old tourist attraction right there, the Magino. Also, those are 2, you said 2 J's? Oh, yeah, I definitely, 2 J's. And gyms, which gyms are you talking
Filling
about?
gyms.
Oh, filling gyms, okay.
Liberties.
Okay. I thought you were talking about gym steak. But, I mean, if you're going to be out and looking for a tourist cheesesteak in a place that serves late, you might as well go to gyms rather than Geno's or Pat Steaks, because there's just too much going on there.
What happened?
This poor fella by the name
of
Isidro Cortez, 28-year-old
Isidro Cortez
from Queens. He gone. He got killed after being beaten on with assault by around 2 a.m. this past Thursday on past Yonk Avenue there in South Philly. They suspect that the group of men that he was fighting with, and according to his cousin, they were just sitting there. The cousin said he told ABC News, 6 ABC. He told 6 ABC that they were just sitting there talking about the game because they caught the Philadelphia Union game here in Chester, and then after the game got steaks, and they was just sitting there talking about the sports. His cousin said he went to go hit to the counter. He turns around, and there's a fight going on. And next thing you know, these guys, he said there were 12 of them. There was only 5 in his group with the deceased Mr. Cortez. And these guys just started wailing. You can see it in the footage. Oh, shoot. You can see it in this footage that, and by the way, I had screen captured the video, but then I didn't have any audio. Is there something I'm doing wrong in my settings? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I would have had video for you. But you can see it where they're going full on WWE, except in real life. Cortez died after the assault, and they're looking for at least 5 of these gentlemen. So we'll probably have more on that story. You know, that's a developing story. Hopefully there'll be justice will be served there. Speaking of which, though, P, in this next story, we talked about disgruntled employees. This fella here. He is former Five Guys employee. I liked working there. I worked for Five Guys, flipped those burgers for a little bit. The best part was going on break, because then you get the free burger. And Five Guys is delicious, but apparently he didn't take. Look at his mugshot. He looks like he had a fun time with it too. What this gentleman did, sugar honey iced tea. There we go. This is 51-year-old Anthony Towles of Tyrone, Pennsylvania, which is near Altoona, and he's facing charges related to aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and making terroristic threats. What he did, this was last Sunday at Five Guys. Officers arrived and spoke with a man who told them that he and Towles got into an argument inside the restaurant. He said that the manager said that he told Towles he wasn't working hard enough. The man said that he and Towles took their argument outside in the rear parking lot. So apparently it was one, you've been there, I don't know, like you've had sometimes at work, tempers flare, you know, especially when you're busy, restaurants especially, you're sweating, it's hot, and you got that manager saying you're not working hard enough, even though you think, hey, I'm working just as hard as I can. So apparently they took it to the parking lot, and that's when Towles, he would later admit to stabbing the manager in the pen with a pin from his sock. Stabbed the worker several times. Police say the victim had a substantial gash right behind his ear, just inches away from his carotid artery. So he's lucky he got only aggravated assault for that. I would think that would be attempted murder or something to that effect, no? Because, man, you tried to kill this guy. Man, he is definitely not an Amazon type of employee. All you hear is, let's go, go, go. He wouldn't last 10 minutes with that before somebody's getting stabbed. Oh, that moves us on to our next story. Oh, man, speaking of people that overreact to things, this Kansas lawmaker, and his name escapes me at the moment, but he was a substitute teacher. And substitute teacher in Kansas. But now, this is incorrect, but now he actually is a member of the Senate now, right? Or no, excuse me, the House. Well, anyway, when he was a substitute teacher, he was screaming there's video of him. Got to remember that, man. You're always on camera with these kids nowadays. They all paparazzi. They can't wait. They looking forward to get you. Look, I got Mr. Johnson screaming and cussing at him. He would cuss and berate kids, and so he actually kicked one in the balls. Went full on Mr. Woodcock with it. So he just he's got probation, and he will have to stay off social media. Why it never shows up there? Oh, wait, there we go. He gets a personal social media ban. This is Representative Mark Samuel, and he appeared in court Monday after being charged with 3 counts of misdemeanor battery against a high school student in late April. Samuel appeared with his attorney and agreed to 3 counts of disorderly conduct. So what goes? I mean, I can get it, kinda, cause some kids will take you there, But like to kick one in the balls, what goes through your head there? I don't know. My head. I mean, like if you're gonna,
it's going down.
I mean, yeah. You think there've been times, like speaking from being in that same situation, like where I'm thinking to myself, I might have to help this young man out today. Today might be his day.
It definitely is.
But somewhere along the line, somebody talks you down.
Nobody.
or
so you have to be unmovable.
What you do is you picture your pay stub. I pictured my pay stub after I did it. So I was like, no. Let's yeah, but well, good luck to him there. This next story is there's an Oklahoma fella. What happened was this story takes place in Oklahoma. Now, a woman was reaching in to a stand-up freezer, right? She reaches in, goes to pick up a package, and the package is sitting on something a little squishy. So
a little squishy.
A little squishy.
Did she squeeze it to find out
No.
how squishy it was? What's a little squishy versus what did she find? Hold on.
You got questions. I hear you.
Go ahead, tell the story.
Oh, no, I hear you. So he was caught on video The woman she didn't give her name, but a person of interest. This is a picture of the gentleman, person of interest. Actually he's caught now. This took place in Moore, Oklahoma, and he's got apprehended by the Moore police. He allegedly defecated in the grocery store freezer, and a woman who was shopping accidentally put her hand in it while reaching for groceries that were covering it. So he covered it. He gave us some cover. So he dropped his payload and then put it on top, and then old girl reached down to pick it up, and then that's a traumatizing trip to the grocery store. I tell you, she'll never be the same. A Sunday trip to her, and she had the kids with her. She said I grabbed the bag. I felt something smushy on the bag, so I turned it over, and there it was. I was so disgusted, I was almost in tears. Lieutenant Kyle Robinson with the Moore Police said they wanted to talk to the gentleman. This was at the time of the story, but Wright Johnson alerted the employees, and cleanup began. So, of course, the store didn't have much to comment. This was at a Crest, by the way. I guess that's like their Turkey Hill or Wild out there. Oh, can you imagine though? Now, what I'm thinking is like, how did he pull this off? Like, what? Like, I have questions too, P. I
don't even have any questions.
Was it a sliding from the top? Did he pull it slide it from there? Was it a standing freezer, like with the open door?
Obviously.
You think it was a?
He took a number 2 on a piece of paper. Took the paper, put the paper.
Okay. You're saying there we go. He didn't deuce into the freezer.
How would he do that?
He transported the deuce into the freezer. Okay, got you. There we go. Thank you for clearing that up. Because I had so then maybe it wasn't a no wiper. Is that some sort of new TikTok challenge that's going around? Take a dump wherever you are, or leave some poop somewhere. I don't know. But you shouldn't be doing any TikTok challenge unless it ends with you doing something. And I don't even have enough rhythm to get one of those right. Oh man, did you hear about do I have that picture of that couple? They should be
4 people.
Oh yeah, the Murdaugh story. Remember last week we were talking about this. The powerful lawyer in Charlestown, South Carolina. We talked about how his wife and son were shot dead right by the gates of their property. Shotgun to the head. Shotgun for the son, pistol for the mother. How that was crazy. Then, of course, my man, they're an old established family in the town. And so coming up, last week we reported that he was sustained a shot to the head, and it was a glance shot. Now, I speculated that it was a hoax, that it was self-inflicted. Turns out I was wrong, but I was kind of right because he was behind it. He had hired a hitman to shoot him, and the whole plan was for him to die by this shot to the head, and then his son, his one surviving son, would get the insurance money. But at the last second, I guess my man pulled up with the gun before the gun went off. It was a glance shot, and now the hitman has been confessing to police. So they're both looking at charges. Well, over that one. But this is a made-for-TV movie. I can't wait to watch it. Some old down south southern gentlemen. No, that's crazy though. But again, his son had killed someone in a boating accident, and because they were the old law in the town, they suspect that his son wound up getting an easy plea deal and serving no time, and so there's always going to be that speculation. Our next story comes to us from north of the border, and 2 Royal Canadian Mounted Police. This isn't them, but there was a trial from a 2018 altercation between 2 constables. One Nathan Parker, he's the one on trial, and the other one, Detective Sergeant Shane Donovan, who was the victim. Now, get this. Donovan testified that it was either him or me when he fired at least 10 shots at fellow Niagara Regional Police Officer Nathan Parker in 2018. Parker had attacked Donovan with haymaker punches, pulled out his baton, then his firearm. And Donovan told the court, causing him to fear for his life. I've never seen an instance where, you've seen plenty of instances where they use it. I'm sorry, but it's kind of humorous in this one because he's actually using it on another cop. But he said he feared for his life, and he pulled the trigger until Parker went down, firing 10 times. I knew if he got a firearm up on me, then he would kill me, and it was either him or me or him. Excuse me, Donovan said. So I fired my gun until he dropped his gun. Seems like a case of simple math. The sergeant's testimony took up most of the first day of the trial at Ontario court. They're not letting any press in, so it's a judge-only trial. Donovan is the only one who fired shots, but Parker is the one on trial. The 55-year-old is charged with assault with intent to resist arrest, assaulting a police officer, and assault with a weapon, which court heard covers a service baton and sidearm. So, wow. I mean, look how stately they look with those hats and whatnot. I mean, but what would the most famous, because I didn't know anything about the Royal Canadian Mounted Police until the most famous and most prominent, what would he have to say? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Dudley Do-Right.
Dudley Do-Right. Or am I showing, oh, you know who Dudley Do-Right is, right?
Yeah.
You showing your age too? All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. All right. Oh, that brings us to the end of our second block already. Oh, man. As usual, the D-Train is brought to you in part by the Browning Group, which is a full-service security and process serving firm that specializes in criminal and civil investigation, witness statements, surveillance, workers' comp investigations, and security guard services. The Browning Group also caters to insurance companies, attorneys, businesses, and private individual. Each case handled with professionalism and expedience. Call 1-800-939-2978 or go to thebrowninggroup.llc.com. And when you get there, tell them you rode the D-Train there. And coming up in our last block, oh, Mom, we all feel those pressures from social media. Well, we'll talk about how Mom was spreading that to her son. In our next block. You're on the D-Train with Darren DeVoue on cmpradio.net, the voice of Chester.
We are not going to intentionally destroy one of our own trains, not when we can still stop it.
We are not ramping down. We're just getting started. Nothing stops this train. Nothing.